If you guys like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. My goal is to reach 100 subscribers, and I would greatly appreciate if you guys hit that subscribe button and like the video. And also, I do have social media that you guys can check me out on. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I will leave the links to that in the description. But with that being said, let's get right to the video. Today we will obviously be talking about a great team in the Brooklyn Nets, but that's not the point of the video. I want to talk about the future of the Brooklyn Nets, as you can tell by the title, and why I believe the future can possibly be in trouble. But first off, I just want to start off with this. James Harden is back for the Nets. He did return last night, and he did come off the bench, but he played pretty well, if you ask me. He scored 18 points on 6 for 8 shooting in 25 minutes coming back from injury, so I'd say that's pretty good. But I had a huge question for this team, and I still do have a question, because thinking about what this team can be when they're fully healthy is scary to think about if you're the other 29 teams in the NBA. But that's the thing, though, when they're actually healthy, because it seems like they're never healthy at the same time, and there's very few games. I believe it's a total of 8 games now where all 3 of them has played with each other in Big Three: Kyrie, KD, and Harden, of course. But I know if they can actually be well, they have the potential to win a championship. But I've made a video about this before where I highly question the defensive side of this team, which it has improved since the beginning or when they first started playing with each other. But it's just a word for me still, because if they're playing a great team in the East like Philly or Milwaukee, or potentially anybody else like Boston, maybe the Hawks if you consider them a good team, which they are a good team, but you know what I mean, not on that next level. But Brooklyn can outscore anybody, but then I've said this before, they can get those points right back, and that's the problem I have with this team. But just ignoring that, okay, let's say they win a championship this season and KD wins Finals MVP, they're celebrating all that stuff. What's gonna happen if in the future, because we've seen this before, for some reason chemistry issues start to come, or just locker room problems, whatever you want to call it? What if either KD, Kyrie, or Harden leaves, or potentially all of them? Because that is a real chance of happening, and depending on all the assets that this team gave up for Harden especially, this can eventually be a 2012, I believe. I might be mistaken. I'm pretty sure I'm mistaken. What year was that actually? I actually don't remember. The year the Nets traded for Paul Pierce and KG. Yeah, them that year. This can potentially go very wrongly for both teams, and I'm scared that can actually happen. And I don't know. It's gonna be a big question, because if you consider, let's say KD leaves and you're stuck with Kyrie and Harden, is that enough to be one of the top teams in the East? Yeah, probably. But do I want to bet on them winning the championship 100%, especially with KD not being there? And keep in mind, with KD coming back from injury, a lot, and I mean a lot of people, if you're one of the people who didn't have a question, good for you. But a lot of people had huge questions on what can he be when he comes back? What can he provide for this team? Is he going to be the same Kevin Durant we all know? And he shut all that up so fast, and it's really surprising, because nobody really talks about this now, but that is definitely one of the most biggest surprises in the season so far. There's been a lot of surprises. There's been a lot of unfortunate events with all the injuries and stuff, but if you want to talk about a team filled with injuries, this is the main one you can talk about. Spencer Dinwiddie is out. And to talk about Spencer Dinwiddie real quick, there was a rumor of he will be returning for the playoffs. And if that's the case, I'm scared as a Bucks fan, because hopefully that doesn't I feel bad saying that, because I want everybody to be healthy. But if I'm just being biased for a second, that is a thing I would not like to see happen. But there was a rumor, like I just said, he can return to the playoffs. But then there also was a second rumor at the trade deadline that he was being used as a trade piece. And I understood that because you want to be the best team as possible. You want to try to get more pieces for this season, which it's a huge question that if Spencer's going to be back. I want to bet no, but yeah, there was a rumor he's trying to come back. And if that happens, well, this team just got a lot better. But in a few years, I can imagine this team being horrible and just horrible. And Houston wants that. If anybody wants that to happen, Houston is the team that wants that. Because if the Nets are good for some reason, like 5-7 years from now, oh, that's gonna be a pain in the butt for Houston. And they basically just gave up Harden for nothing, basically, because those picks are gonna be at the end of the lottery, which they should start declining by then, or as in the big three. But I don't know. It's hard to tell with this future because it can either be really bright. There can be a few championships in there. There can be just a lot of success, or somebody can become unhappy and just ruin all of that. And we've seen this happen before, especially with one of the players on this team, in Kyrie Irving, in that Cavaliers team where they won the championship in 2016. And next year he became unhappy and requested a trade. He got traded to the Boston Celtics, and that just ruined that whole team, basically. But who says, or what's the chances that can't happen again? Because it's not a certainty that this team can stick together. Kyrie and KD is the main people who wanted to play with each other in the first place. But I don't know. And I believe KD was very happy when Harden came to Brooklyn, of course. But they were old teammates in OKC, of course. And that chemistry could be good. But I don't know. I can just see it going downhill for some reason. And if it does, Brooklyn fans have a huge problem. But yeah. With that being said, that will be the end of today's video, and I would like to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment on what do you think about this Brooklyn team. Can they win the championship this year? Potentially, who knows? But yeah, with that being said, I love every single one of you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.